Hey guys, welcome to Perspective, where we give you a new look on anything and everything. In this episode, we're going to be talking about a very current news topic. It's about the sign language, the interpreter at the Nelson Mandela ceremony, who was evidently not able to do his job at the ceremony. So, the man's name was...
could be butchering this.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
I believe it's phonetically.
Sankwa Jantiji. Sorry if we are butchering that name horribly.
Something
but
Sankwa
okay, you know what? You know what?
But
No.
yeah,
Apparently, so he wasn't able to sign well. After the ceremony, he got complaints from from deaf people who were at the ceremony, who evidently he was signing gibberish, and they don't. I mean, they're deaf. They don't know what's going on in it, especially if they don't know what's going on with it, because he can't tell them. But when people finally caught up with him, he said that he was a schizophrenic, and he was having a schizophrenic attack where he was not able to do what his job was. He wasn't able to interpret as he was trying to get over the hallucinations that he was seeing. He told the press that normally he sees these ugly visions, people chasing after him, things trying to kill him, but during the speech he was seeing angels, and Nelson Mandela, angels.
I know.
And
it's symbolic in any way.
I mean, pretty. If it's just a story that he's making up, it's pretty just whoa. He's the Nelson Mandela thought of as an angel, but normally he's chased by evil figures or things. Maybe normally he's speaking for people he doesn't think are as good as Nelson Mandela, so he's just making up the story with contrasts. Something that hasn't been said, but probably is not true whatsoever. But, another thing, really weird, apparently this man had been brought in to, under a court of law for, murder, rape, and I think it was he was trying to steal money. So extortion or something? No, not extortion. It was he just was trying to take money. I'm not sure how it was working out, but it's just really weird. How did this man get accepted to do an interpretation for somebody that is so influential to the world? I mean, I read something that this man wasn't even a professional interpreter, which even worse. For Nelson Mandela, they should have been able to. This for one shouldn't have happened, because it takes away from what the main point of that ceremony was. But also, I mean,
I think there's actually two people at fault. The guy who had the attack. I mean, I can't completely blame him for it.
Unless he's lying, and he's bad at interpreting, because, I mean, I can't judge, I can't interpret, I can barely play rock, paper, scissors.
Really, we hardly know whether or not he could interpret at all. It's kind of vague in saying that he wasn't a professional interpreter. And so that just leaves it open for interpretation. And then the second reason he probably shouldn't have been put on the job is his schizophrenia. That should have been investigated more.
Unless they didn't know about it beforehand, or it's not real.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it should be. Yeah, it could be a completely bold-faced lie that he's telling just so he doesn't look completely terrible. He just looks halfway bad.
I don't even. There's a few things that just baffle me. For one, if he truly isn't an interpreter, period. I don't understand what his motivation would be for getting up there, making a complete fool of himself on worldwide TV, on something for a ceremony about somebody who made such a difference in the world, and something that is completely obvious that he would get caught for. I mean, any government would go after him for something like that. But see, I don't know if he's actually schizophrenic, if he's actually an interpreter. I can't speak, guys. Sorry, an interpretator.
Interpreter.
God, I can't speak tonight, everybody. Just FYI. Then he's not truly he's at fault for going up there when he could have a problem. But I mean, he shouldn't be as broken down and torn apart as he is right now. The one thing that just is so funny to me, how do you think the deaf people were reacting to this? Like, getting over the fact that being deaf is a problem. We're not going to laugh about that. The deaf people trying to understand what's going on with Nelson Mandela and what they're trying to say, but it's complete gibberish. It's like me in languages.
I can only imagine how confused they were. I'm actually kind of curious to know what he was really signing versus what he maybe was supposed to be signing.
I think they just said it was gibberish, like there was no coherent thing that he was saying.
Well, was he actually signing true words? Or was
Probably
he just moving his hands?
It looked like he was just moving his hands. Maybe he was like punching air or something. Like,
I don't know.
Watch out, air.
But how did this guy get hired for the job anyways? He should not have been up on the stage if he's not a professional interpreter.
Yeah, the next person that's gonna get fired is the guy that hired him. So yeah, they're coming for you too. Yeah. Deaf people and the gibberish. I wonder how long it took them to realize that they didn't understand what was going on. Like, for me, if I was deaf and I was like, this person is supposed to be a professional, he starts signing and I don't know what's going on. My first reaction is, oh my god, I forgot how sign language works. And then I don't know how to communicate with anybody.
Yeah.
And then I'm all alone and I'm probably crying as a deaf person and people are asking me what's going on and I can't hear them, so I can't answer them, and then it's just bad. But I mean, that's just me. So tell us in the comments down below what you would do if you were deaf and didn't know what was going on at the Nelson Mandela ceremony, speech, whatever you want to call it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and ask us in the comments what you would like us to talk about next. Thank you and good night.